everybody. Welcome to Connie's Creations. Y'all, come on in. It's a crafting night tonight. We are going to craft, y'all. I'm pulling all this stuff apart here. This is possibly a kit. Possibly. I really want to do this, but I don't know if it's too complicated to make it a kit in my shop. I could do the basics and put it in my shop. I could definitely do that. But I need y'all's help on what to do about that. So y'all just come on in. Let's craft together. I'll show you all the pieces and stuff. And yeah, then y'all can give me some feedback on this one. I need feedback before. I got all the photos taken. I got the weight and all that kind of stuff. So it might be too complicated. I don't know. I don't want it to be too complicated. So y'all come on in. Come on in. And let's craft. I hope y'all have had a great week. I haven't seen y'all. It's been a week since I have seen y'all if you're a crafting friend. And I am in a much better place than I was last time. I was even able to move the Kleenex well out of reach because it's not going to be needed. Let's hope not anyway. Let's hope not. Oh, hey, Miss Joe, how are you? Hello, Mayor and Vicki Brown Ferg and everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Rhonda, it's good to see you. You guys are awesome. Mary Ferguson's in the house. Sandy Ague is in the house. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Y'all comes on in. Let's, hey, Miss Carol Ann, hello, hello. So, y'all, those of y'all that were with us for Sister Saturday, y'all know Carrie was leaving to go to, she was leaving to go to Washington, D.C. So she's at a conference all this week. She comes back at the end of the week. And yesterday she got there with no problem. Her flight was very, very good. And easy takeoff, easy landing, all the things. Awesome. So that's good. That's a blessing right there. Hey guys, y'all come on in. And then so she had the evening last night, and then today she didn't have to be at the conference until this evening, which is where she is right now. So today she was able to go look at some things. So she's been to DC many times, but there's still things. Y'all know if you've been to DC, there's a ton of different things. They have new museums. They have things that you find out about every time you go, right? So, she went and explored today. So I was super excited that she was able to do that. Hey, Miss Edie, thank you so much. You saw her video, Mir? Okay, good. So I just got a text message. So I'm telling y'all all that because because this is leading up to a text message I just got. She might have posted this. I don't know. I didn't see. But she told me, she said she was going to go hungry. Now, y'all know, this is making me laugh so hard. Y'all, let me pull this computer over to me because it's a little bit of a blurry picture, so it's hard for me to see it. But it's so hilarious because y'all know how picky she is, right? So it's really sad, and she gets upset with herself because she doesn't want to be like that. You know, some of us just are. We're just picky eaters. We just are. And these fancy dinners are not for a picky eater whatsoever. In fact, what she showed me, I don't even know if I would like that. So, yikers, right? So she is, so she's, of course, worries about that because she's not going to be able to eat, right? Unless she's, like, able to go somewhere and get some food on her own because she's not going to eat anything that they have. So I told her when we went and visited a few years ago, I told her there was a pizza place that we ordered from twice while we were there that week because it was so good. It's called We the Pizza. And I told her, I said, just do that when you get back to the hotel. But I don't know. I don't know if she'll be able to do that or not. But anyway, so she sent me this picture of her plate. And it's the arugula salad. And it's got like nuts and some creamy stuff in it. And then there's a slice of watermelon. So this has got to be very disturbing for her because y'all know how much Carrie loves watermelon. But they have feta cheese and something else on top of it. So she's not going to eat it. So y'all know how sad she must be that she's staring at a piece of watermelon that she can't eat because they ruined it. So they have the menu, and I can't read it good because it's a little bit blurry. But it says that it's a watermelon lemon salad. So I guess that's some lemon. It looks kind of like pickled lemon. I don't know. Did she post that on her page? Did she post that? She might do it later if she hasn't already, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So, I'll tell her to post this picture if she hasn't. So anyway, it's the arugula salad. I hope I say that right. I don't even know. It's that their fancy salad they give you. I don't care for that kind of lettuce at all. And then it's got some other watermelon stuff. I can't read it too good. It's a little blurry. But it says feta, pine nuts, candied lemon. That's what's on top of the watermelon. And a lemon vinaigrette. Nope, that ain't happening. And then they're having a roasted breast of chicken, which Carrie loves chicken. She loves roasted chicken. That would be fine. Except they're putting, what is confit? C-O-N-F-I-T? What is garlic confit? I don't even know what that is. That is, I like feta cheese too. I'm sure it's probably good on watermelon. I've never had it on watermelon before, but it's just different. Garlic confit. I don't know what that is. I'm too southern and too country to know all that fancy stuff. She won't last the week. No, Grace, she's not. She's not gonna last. Sun-kissed. So that right there, she likes garlic, but that's gonna be a no. And then sun-kissed tomato cream. So that's a big no right there. Then crisp basil. That's a no. Parmesan. She likes Parmesan. Leeks, that's a definite no. That's going to be a heckadoodles no. Whipped potatoes. She doesn't eat mashed potatoes, so that's not going to work out either. I don't even know what these are. I don't even know what that is. Haricots? Hardcots? I don't know what that is. Bell peppers and shallot butter. Something bell peppers and shallot butter. So, I don't know. That's her supper for tonight. So then they have Bananas Foster is caramelized banana. Y'all know Bananas Foster. Y'all know what that is. She might eat that. She might. I don't know. My poor sister. She might have to get snacks and put in her purse. I know, and it's not like there's not a whole lot of places. It's not like you can run to the Walmart. You know what I mean? I mean, you can, but you got to take an Uber or bus or something. It's not like it's right there. She's close to the White House. So, there's just not a whole lot of drugstores and Sonics and, McDonald's and Walmart's close by. Where she is. So poor thing. Hey, Shelby, how are you? All right, y'all, we're going to craft tonight. I have all of these parts and pieces that we're going to do. I'm just going to warn you right now. I've got all of these parts and pieces going on. This is not Amber. There you are. How are you? I know. I don't think she did bring a few things with her. She brought her some beef jerky and something else she said that she brought her. So, I mean, she'll be able to make it through the night. She's got to find something she can eat in the morning, I'm sure. Yeah. So morning things hopefully will be a little bit better for her. Yeah, she might eat that. I don't know, but she doesn't. I mean, she can't just eat sweets. You know what I mean? So anyway, she hates being like that. She does, y'all. She can't stand it. All right, this is a big piece. I'm going to tell y'all right now. This is a big piece. It's long and wide, and it's a barn. It's a barn. I don't know if I am going to... I do not know if I am going to... I don't know if I'm going to list this or not. I wasn't sure how complicated... It just... The more that I made it, the more complicated it seemed, and I don't want to make anything too complicated to where y'all are like, no, why did I even get this, right? There are a lot of takeout places, but she's just so picky about everything. So there's something. She could find something if she wanted to. All right, so we're going to do a red barn. So these pieces go right here. These are 12-inch pieces. The highest point is 12 inches, and then these are 8-inch pieces, and they go on the side. So this is a long barn. Let's see. This one goes this way because this was a messed up piece of wood. So it's a vegan. It's a vegan, y'all. And we're gonna do it Christmas because it is July, so we are gonna do a little Christmas in July kind of thing. The biggest thing is you're gonna need to get this. You're gonna need to have the bottom so it'll sit right. She'll lose the weight she was worried about getting. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, she'll definitely. With all the walk-in this week and not eating, she'll definitely lose what she was worried about for sure. You're stuck in Miami, girl. That's no good. That is no good. So anyway, there's our barn pieces, and then I have some top pieces that are going to be for like a roof kind of thing, right here and right here and right here and right here, like so, like that, okay? And then we'll do it up like Christmas. So I cut these out. No, again, this is not in my shop. If somebody wants it in my shop, I will list it. If I do, it's probably just going to be these pieces. I don't know. Y'all have to tell me. I don't know. There's some sticks that I'm going to use. These craft sticks are for the back side to reinforce it because they are going to be all glued together. You could put some hinges on it and just have it sitting that way too. And then I have these pieces that are going to be like windows and a door. So I don't know. I did mark each and every one of these, and if I make the whole kit, if y'all want the whole shebang, I'll mark them. I will mark the sticks, and I'll bundle them kind of like this, I guess, to where y'all can do that. You went on a 3-day fast at a kid conference. Oh, you were in Jennings? When we got back to Alexandria, I was yelling McDonald's, and I don't... That's bad, when you don't even eat McDonald's, and you'll take that, right? And you'll take that. That's pretty bad. Crafting with a Southern Belle is in the house. You guys, show her some love. Make sure you're following any creators that you see on the page, on their crafting page. I'll be sure to follow them as well. Y'all know the routine. Y'all know it. Hello, Elsie from Greenfield, Indiana. We got Indiana in the house. Indiana in the house. This is almost empty. I'm sorry. I'm banging it. I'm sorry. But anyway, so y'all tell me what's going on in your life. What's happening? What are all the things happening in your life? Are all things good? I hope so. I hope so. I have another red right here in case we run out, but I'm just going to use, I got a plate out, but hey, why not just use this, right? I'm not going to paint the inside because that's going to be glued to the other piece. And if I miss any pieces, we're going to glaze this, so it's going to be a darker red than this. And then we are going to sand it a little bit, so there'll be some wood showing through as well. So I'm not going to worry about that center right there. So that's what we're going to do. Everything's finally calming down there. I saw they had some more flooding in Texas too over this weekend. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts. So I hope all that is calming down everywhere, actually. You retired. Awesome. Congratulations. Happy retirement. That is awesome. So this piece of wood is messed up. So if I do an auction, then full disclosure. Full disclosure right here. Right off the bat. A little full disclosure for y'all. I do want to do an auction. I know they just had all that auction for Sherry and everything. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's so many places that need some help with the flooding and all of that kind of stuff. So I probably most likely whenever I do decide to do it, we'll probably do Samaritan's Purse again. Because I love donating to Samaritan's Purse. Number one, because I know all of it goes to the actual victims, right? And then also, their site is super easy to donate to, and you can choose where you want your money to go to too. So they have it split up to where you can have it go to certain disasters, whichever one you want. I have two, Nancy. I know it's tough. It's really been tough on everybody. Y'all just keep those families in your prayers. That's the hardest thing. Bad enough, losing your belongings and stuff, but the worst loss that you could ever have as a child. So I know some of you guys know that. Dean knows that. So I've seen him go through all of that. So it hurts my heart so much. Just hopping on to say hi. Well, hello, Valerie. I'm glad you hopped on to say hi. Your doctor will be back to finish watching the rest. Okay, Dorky. Thank you for hopping on and saying hello. I'm glad you were here. You have storms rolling in. Yeah, we still got the rain, y'all. It's been raining so bad here. And now they have a disturbance that they're talking about that's supposed to be coming across in the Gulf later this week. So, Dean had to come. He came home today. It rained so much over the weekend, they weren't able to work again today. So, y'all, it's been awful. It's been awful, all the rain. I feel like my house is mildewing. Really, I mean, with us and the humidity and all the rain, that's not good. We need to dry out. We need to dry out. I'm telling you. Hey, Sue, how are you? All right, so let me get all of this done. So I'm not going to do the insides and all that wherever it's going to be attached to the to each other. Now my surface, I will say that I do end up doing this if you do want this kit. The surface, do it on a flat surface so that you can get it just right. And I would use some sort of level. I have a level that I'm going to use to make sure all the bottoms get put together right. Because you do want it to be able to stand up. Now you could always put some little feet on it if you needed to. That's no big deal, or something on the back of it, but which will not be included with the kit, so it should stand up on its own. But sometimes it gets off a little bit. Sometimes it can be off just a tad, which is no biggie. There's always a way to fix it, right? Always a way to fix it. Oh, he's not happy at the nursing home. Oh, I'm sure he's got some pretty bad days. It'll get better. It'll get better. But definitely keeping him in our prayers. He's giving you a hard time. They found food. Oh my goodness. Fluid. They found fluid. Is that what it is? Now, how did I do that? For real. That don't make no sense, y'all. That don't make no sense. More rain headed to the Gulf. 16. Derek hitting on. Oh, really? Flights got canceled. Wow. I hope sister's going to be able to make it home. The garden's about done. The garden actually is lasting. That's the one positive thing. It's lasting longer than it usually does for us. Because usually by mid-July, it's done. It's finished. Because it's just too hot by that point. But with all of the rain, it's still going. It's still going. Bell peppers are beautiful. Peppers out the wazoo, y'all. Peppers out the wazoo. Cucumbers, not making many, but still making a few. And we did that trellis this year where we took the cattle panels and we did like a big arch. So they all grew up and over on the top and they hang from, it's really cool. It doesn't look too cool right now because all the bottom leaves, of course, are crispy. But it's still growing green at the top. So, yeah, I can plant again for fall, sure. It's just, the only thing that worries me is because of like a hurricane or something like that. With all this rain that we've had, the ground is saturated, y'all. It is saturated. The water's up in the lake. There's not a whole lot place that it can go because everything is saturated, right? And so that's a problem. That's a problem. And if we get a hurricane with any kind of winds or whatever, the trees are going to fall like crazy because the ground's wet. It's all just saturated. Everything is just, ugh. It's just so wet. Judy K. Humphrey, hello, hello. All right, I just wanted to get some of this dry. We're going to we are going to glaze it. Some of the paint is going to come off. I always tell y'all, if you're going to do something like this, do a coat of paint at night, let it sit overnight, then go and finish your project the next day. Because it will rub off, but it's not going to make that big of a difference either. So let's get some plaster paint. And we are going to, let me see if I can move these. Maybe right here. And I don't want to get any red paint on me. There we go. I'm telling you, y'all, there's something not right. Well, y'all know that already. I don't know what I'm even trying to say. I don't even know where that came from. My shirt, it says, my shirt says, just a Texas girl in a Louisiana world. Just a Texas girl in a Louisiana world. That's what it says. All right, now, uh-oh. It is a pretty color red, isn't it, Cheryl? Hey, Erin, how are you? Hold up, y'all, hold up. I gotta get my whole thing. It's been unusually wet there, too. Thank you. Just a Texas girl in a Louisiana. Oh, I'll say a prayer that this goes somewhat well. It's not working. It's not working. There it goes. Yay. Got that. I got that. There we go. There we go. Woo! Alright, let's grab a paint brush. Y'all, I don't know what happened the other day. Here's another one. I gotta put this in the, I have some water with some awesome in it. All my paint brushes from last week, I had them sitting out drying, and they weren't cleaned good. I cleaned them before I left. I have a little soap thing that I have in a mesh bag, and that's how I clean them. And I cleaned them, so I don't know why they have dried. One of them I missed. One paintbrush I did miss, and I'm kind of upset about that because that was kind of new. So I have all of them sitting in awesome again, and then there's another one I just found that's not clean good. I mean, I don't have nobody else to blame but myself. It's not like I have somebody cleaning them for me. I do it myself. Thank y'all. Y'all like my shirt? That's sweet. Thank y'all. Okay, let me make sure I'm doing the right side of these. I am in Louisiana, close to Baton Rouge, like kind of northwest-ish of Baton Rouge. That's where I hang out. And we live on a lake. We live on a lake called False River. So, these are going to be the roof pieces, you guys. So we're just going to paint these up real quick. Now, y'all know I like everything grungy. Everything doesn't need to be perfect. So I am all about this paint not being just right on these things. Thank you for throwing out the bobber. I appreciate it. Soak the brush part in rubbing alcohol, cleans them right up. Okay, Miss Sandy, I have them in some awesome right now. Before I go home, I'm gonna clean these paint brushes, and then I will check those and see how they're doing. And if not, then I will come back tomorrow and do some alcohol. I think I have some here. I'll have to check and see. If not, I got some at the house for sure. Faux show. How fun to live there in boring Illinois. Now, I don't do too much anymore. Y'all know. Y'all know whenever y'all move somewhere, it's just not, it doesn't have that wow and how fun factor anymore. You know what I'm saying? I mean, back in my days, whenever I was, when we first moved here, we were having people over partying. I was drinking, all the things. You know, we go out on the boat all day long in the sun. Then I got the old sun cancer. Sun cancer. I got the old skin cancer, so now I don't go in the sun hardly at all anymore. Which, that's about to kill me, y'all. I love the sun. I'm just going to have to slather on a bunch of sunscreen and go out. And I like going on the boat, but I don't like going with my husband and them because they stay out there all day long, and I do not want to stay on the water that long. So, used to, I didn't care, but now I do. Soak the brush. Oh, okay. Just gonna give us a scoop on how to do our brushes, you guys. Yeah, at least it's dry. So I'm just hoping if we have some sort of system come through here that it's not going to be anything that is going to cause us to flood, because it's already high. And we have this lake, for those of y'all that don't know, this lake used to be part of the Mississippi. Y'all, I'm going to put some of this tape out because it's going to help me hold on to these pieces that I'm going to paint. But the current, it's got a really cool history here. The currents changed and it dried up, so now it is a man-made, basically, lake. It was dammed off, and then so now we have gates that open to keep it from flooding, and it's basically like a bowl. The water, everything is high around it except the north and south end. Of course, I'm on the north end, so we're more water level, but it's like a bowl. Everything goes down like a bowl. Cat Ward. You cover up with long sleeve shirts. That doesn't make you hot. That doesn't make you hot. Like when we went to meet the Sixers, I was like, oh, I'm getting in that pool. I don't care. I'm going to get me in the sun. But it was actually really nice. And it wasn't too hot. And the sun wasn't too blaring. And I had my sunscreen on. And it was all good. It was all good. Alright, so I am going to put these little pieces out like this. Like that. And then I'll show you what's happening right here. I will show you what's happening. Okay, the only thing is when I pick these up, I want to make sure that they stay how they are. Like that. Okay, so we're going to get paint everywhere. But that's okay. That is okie dokie. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we are just going to, I almost feel like a bobber would be better. A bobber, not a bobber. I'm talking about water and bobbers. Good grannies. A bobber. A bobber. You know, a bobber. Speaking of bobbers, I haven't been going live as much, so it takes a while for the little thing to get filled for some Happy Meal, but we're getting there, y'all. We are getting there. I promise we are getting there. I'm not counting all the Bible study lives that I do as like with the jar. Just because I know there's only certain people that do that. So like when would I, you know, it would be them that's putting mostly in the jar. So then if I pick from here, that really wouldn't be fair, and you know, it's all complicated. Only because I make it that way. Alright, so These are pieces for windows, okay? So that's going to go right there. And then we're going to do this again. We're going to do some pieces like this. I couldn't stand long sleeves. I don't think I'd be able to stand that either. That would drive me cuckoo, I think. All right, so we are going to... I'm just folding the end over so it kind of stays put on the paper, y'all. That's what I'm doing right there. High winds and battery. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're watching a disturbance that's in the... Well, I think it's on the other side of Florida right now, but it's supposed to be coming into the Gulf later this week, so... That's why I'm like... High winds is not going to be good as saturated as we are, and then a lot of rain is not going to be good because we don't have anywhere for that rain to even go to when they open the locks. So the water's already high here. All right, so I have these two little sets as well, and I did write on these. So if you were to get this kit, if I do this as a kit, then I will have the placement, which way they go, written on here. It's not going to matter whether you paint this way or that way because they're all the same. It's going to be the same whether you turn it this way or that way. Okay, so got that one, and then we're going to do the same thing over here for this side. Like that. Let me just turn it this way. And this way. And we're gonna do this way. This way. This way. We're just kind of making them diagonal so that way I know which side they go on. Even if you know, some of these go this way, these go this way. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Hey, Miss Lucille, how are you? All right, so let's do these up too. We're just going to use our little dauber. And again, it really doesn't matter to me if they're like perfectly covered or not. Because I'm all about it not, the knots look, the not so perfect look. And we are going to glaze everything too. So we're going to let these dry. After I get these done, I just need to get some more paint out of here. After we get these done, then we'll go back to the red pieces. Get that done. Ooh, I got a lot right there. I was trying to hurry. This thing's soaking up the paint and it's not having it come off. So yeah, we're going to be praying that there's not too much wind, that they're over-exaggerating and it's not going to end up being anything. That it's going to move out of here quickly. And that this rest of this hurricane season just kind of passes us by, you know what I mean? Just kind of passes us by. Okay, so there is that. I am going to go ahead and just do this real quick. Made specifically to protect you from sunburn, long sleeves, etc. You don't get hot. Really? Don't know from personal experience, just know people that wear. Okay, Well, I might have to look into something like that. I just might have to look into something like that, my friend, for sure. All right, so let's move these. Let's move this over here, and then we are going to go back to our red wood pieces. All right, let's make sure all of these are dry. Let's make sure this is dry. Well, hello, Andy. How are you? Hey, Penny. I'm watching your Bible study. Well, thank you. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I have to kiss you really pleased that I finally caught up to you in Deuteronomy. Awesome. Well, that's great. Welcome, welcome. That's good. So my page here on Facebook started out just as a crafting page, and then through, which I kind of mentioned today. So if you caught up, then you probably saw that, how I was explaining. I kind of listening to the Lord now. And things are going in a different direction, which is absolutely wonderful. Okay, but I still craft. We craft at least once a week. So here is our barn pieces. Now, we are going to, let me cover this white up. We are going to, oh, Andy, you're so sweet. Y'all, I have no strength today. What? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to wipe on, wipe off, wipe on, wipe off. Y'all know the routine. So I'm going to take this. This is that Antiquing Glaze. They don't make this anymore, you guys. So if there's another brand, I do not know about it as of this, but this stuff is so great. It's water-based. And it's called Antiquing Glaze. Valspar made it, and the color is called Moose Moose. So if there's somewhere where you can find it, then that's what it looks like. This stuff is just absolutely amazing. Now there is glaze that you can buy and then add the paint to it. I do know that they have that, but I mean a pre-made glaze, why would that have gone out of stock, right? So I do not put this everywhere. I just put a bunch on there. And because the paint has not had a whole lot of time to cure, it is going to have some red come off with it, but that's okay. That is okay. So I'm all about the grungy look. So that's why we're going to darken this up. And this wood is the perfect wood that's got all those little cracks and crevices in there, where you can get all that good grungy down into those. Makes it super easy down into those little divots that are in the wood. So then you end up with this grungy kind of look, or you just keep it nice and clean like this, whichever you like to do. Whichever makes your heart happy, right? Hitting the East Coast, so maybe y'all just get after it. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want anybody to get any of it, but you know, yeah, I'm hoping. So I just put like a light layer on top of that, like so. You guys, my old friends, y'all know how to do all this. Y'all know how to do all this. I'm like addicted to this glaze. I don't know what I'm gonna do when it's all gone. What am I gonna do, y'all? Okay, so now we have this. So we got that going like that. So y'all see the difference? Doesn't it look cool? I like it. I think it looks cool. So yeah, we're just gonna pray. We're gonna pray everything is good. We're gonna give it to God. Y'all know that that's something that I'm working on too, is my my faith over fear when it comes to storms. All right, so again, we're just gonna put a whole bunch on here, and then as soon as you put it on, you're going to take it off. Now y'all know that Facebook is taking away the lives after 30 days. So all of these crafting lives, I am uploading them to YouTube. So you can still watch them here on Facebook for about 30 days, but then they'll always be over there on YouTube. So just to let y'all know. All right, so there we go with that. See, I just love that look, y'all. I love how it deepens that red. I love how it's got that, it goes into the little crannies of the wood and stuff, the little nooks and crannies. Storms are not your friend, Cheryl. I know, I've got a real problem with them. I do. But I think I'm getting better. I think I'm starting to trust a little bit more. It's just the unknown, you know? You just don't know what's coming. I like to be in the know. So again, this much won't come off for you guys if you let your paint cure longer. Since I'm doing this all in one sitting, all in one shebang here, it's not gonna, this red's gonna come off a lot more than if I had let it sit and cure like at least a couple of hours, if not overnight. So you don't have to, I'm using baby wipes, but you can just use a wet rag. I glazed my cabinets that are in my kitchen when we built our house. And the dirtier the rag gets, the easier and faster and quicker and better it looks. It's really cool. Okay, so here we go. So now there's our barn right there. You like the grungy look too? Me too. Now for our little white pieces here, I think I'm just gonna try and get some on here and maybe dab and then wipe. I don't know. Hopefully this is dry enough. Now you do have to work fast with this kind of stuff. If you do find some and you do have to work rather quickly with a glaze. So if you have a big project, or if you're not sure, you can always do small sections at a time. And if you mess up too bad, you just sand it, paint over it, it's fine. This is water-based, so it's not like an oil-based stain or something like that where you have to do complete sanding and all that. All right, so we got that, and we got that. So let's dry everything, and then I'll show you how all the pieces, oh, you know what? Hold the phone. Hold the phone, peeps. I missed something. Let's do you guys too. So I'm just taking a little bit off of my brush here. And we're just gonna kind of put some of it on our little white pieces, which is our roof pieces right here. So I'm just gonna do that. And wipe off. Wipe on, wipe off. Y'all know the routine. Y'all know the routine. Okay, and one more of these. Now, if I want more on there than what I've got, I can always go back and add some more. And that's my recommendation too. Just put a little. You can always add to it, so no worries. You can always go back and add to it. Yes, Miss Sandy, these are gonna go across the roof at the top right here. They will go like so. And like that, and like that. Like so. Make sense? Makes sense? So let's get everything good and dry and we can start gluing. Definitely want to make sure this is good and dry right here because this is where we're going to glue our door pieces. And then before I do that, I also want to make sure I'm going to sand just a little bit. I want to have some little worn areas here and there as well. So I think that's good and dry. A little damp right here, but that'll be all right. That'll be okay. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to do just a little sanding, just for the way that the ridges in this wood stick up. I like the way that it's got like a little lighter look to it, and it brings out those little ridges. So you got the dark down deep and the natural wood coming up high, like so. So that's what I'm doing right there. So that's the difference. You got this compared to this. So whatever stage you like it at, that's where you stop. Or you can be like me and just do all the things. Just do all the things. So I'm just bringing a little bit more of that wood through, like so. I think this is a 220 grit. I'm not positive. Just running it over there lightly, no big deal. Again, you want to make sure that this is good and dry too if you do this, because you don't want it to gum up your sandpaper too much either, which is kind of what it's doing, because again, I didn't let it cure like I should. But it's good enough. It'll work. Hey Sharon, I'm doing good. How are you? All right, so before we get into too much more of that, let's do this. Get all of our fuzz off of here, all of our sand, our sandy mess. I'm gonna take some of this off of here. Get all of this off. Okay. Now. Alright, so now I am going to go ahead and glue these pieces together. So this is what I'm wondering. I don't want anything to be too complicated. So I have this right here, and I'm going to use this to put this like so. So any kind of level, flat edge, anything like that would work. Let's do that. Okay, this is bothering me, so let me do that so I can put all my brains on this one thing. What will I put in my barn? We're going to do this as a Christmas barn. That's what we're going to do. I am going to use some Quick and Thick. This works really good. Multi-surface glue works really good with wood. So I am going to add some Quick and Thick to my piece right here. And I'm also going to put some hot glue, because if I was doing this at home, you could just do the glue, put it all together, and then leave it alone. And you don't have to mess with it anymore. But because I have to keep going, I'm going to do a little hot glue, so that will keep it together. Well, and we can keep going with our project. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do this. So I'm going to put that together, and I'm going to put this, make sure that it's even at the bottom, that way it'll stand up. Hey Janet, how are you? Alright, we're going to do the same thing with these pieces. I'm going to put a little, and you could use any kind of wood glue. This Titebond, it works on all kinds of surfaces, so it's a great multi-purpose glue. You don't want to mix the glues if you can help it. Alright, let's do you. Like this. Like that. Again, just making sure it's all level. One more piece right here. Now, if I pick it up and it's stuck to the paper, then, oh well, it's fine. We'll deal with that. We will deal with that when the time comes. And this we are going to do as well, like so. This and this and this. Just make sure it's all level and down. And that is going to dry clear right there. So we're fine with that. All the pieces are together. Okay, there we go. You didn't have your phone on you. Yes, God, I'm going to put some fainting goats in my barn. If I had a barn like this, that would be the first thing that goes in my... That would be the first thing to go in my barn would be some fainting goats, y'all. All right, let me make sure this is set up for a second. I want to make sure because it's going to be kind of flimsy. Now, I have these which would come in the kit too if we do make this into a kit. These are to reinforce the back. So I'll show y'all how we're going to do that too. That's going to be your reinforcement. Hey, Mary Lou, how are you? How are you, my friend? Okay, so I think we're all right. So we're going to carefully take our piece. Look at that barn. What an awesome background that would be for all kinds of stuff, right? So, yay, there we go. All right, so let's turn it over on the back side now. And we are going to do 3 of these here, 2 here, and 2 over here. Okay? Just like that. So that's going to help us also reinforce. So again, I'm going to do a little touch of you here and here. And then we're going to do you and you. And again, to me, this should reinforce everything just fine. But again, this was such a big project. Those of y'all that are just jumping on, this is not listed in my shop because it was such a big project and I didn't want it to be too complicated. And I wanted to see how easy it would be to put together. And so it's not listed and I need y'all's help to be like, oh yeah, that's totally doable. Or that's too much. Or, you know, whatever. Whatever it is that y'all want to tell me. So I'm going to do Titebond, and we're going to do hot glue. Again, you could just do a wood glue and let it sit. This is the back, so I'm not worried about that. But I am going to do some hot glue on here as well. If I was doing just the wood glue, I'd do the whole thing. I'd slather that whole baby in the with the wood glue. But if you are in the process and you want to keep going with your project, then you can do it like this. Uh-oh, we're leaking here. She's leaking. All right, let's do you. So again, these are just for reinforcement. You love it already? Awesome, thank you. And then of course I have the costs that I have to be concerned with as well. Let's put you right here. Like how much wood, how much time, the shipping fee, all of that stuff. Unfortunately, the shipping fees are just awful. And I just can't help it. I can't help that for sure. That's up to the post office to help us out with that. So there we go, you guys. All right, so now that we got that going on, get rid of this piece right here. We're gonna put our pieces on that go for our roof. Let me turn this around. That would be the best thing to do. And we are going to put our roof. I'm going to line the 2 pieces up right here with a crease like so. Okay, and then we're going to do this one and this one. Same thing, line it up like this. Now I'm not going right at the edge of the wood. I am going to go up just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Kind of like to the middle of the stick, just because I want to. Just because I want to. So I am going to put glue kind of like on the edge here and here and here. And then I'm going to do our hot glue in between those. like so. And like so. Okay, so then we'll take these two pieces and we'll put those together. Make sure that they're lined up, and I'm going to pick this up so I can kind of see from the back side if I'm kind of even on each side as well. Like that. Okay. So this side, okay, good. I can still move it a tad. Let's put you down. There we go. Okay. So we got our roof right here. And then I'm going to do it this way so I can pick it up easier. Then we have this piece will go here, and this one will go over here. So let's do our glue. And then our, this hot glue. I'm going to line it up with this. And I'm going to pick this up to see. I like how that goes. Okay, so we got that piece. So I'm just kind of going up about a ½ inch or half of the stick above the top right here, just so I don't see the top from the front. Does that make sense? Look how cute that is, y'all. All right, so now let's do this one. Y'all think it's gonna be awesome? I do too. It's really been easy to do so far. It's just big, that's all. But I mean, if you got a mantle, how cool would that be on a mantle? Or even just a side table, or anywhere that you display your Christmas stuff. You could even do a nativity in front of your barn. And it doesn't have to be red. It could be anything you wanted it to be. It could be a big manger instead of a barn, you know what I mean? All right, so there we go. There's our big barn. So I thought about just doing these pieces, but these other ones that I painted, that's where I was afraid that it would get a little too complicated. Okay, so these pieces have to do with the doors and windows on each of these side pieces. So that's what these are right here. This is where I was like, oh, Connie, you're getting a little complicated here. I could just do the barn itself and leave it at that. You could paint the door on, right? But I mean, let's just go even. Let's just go even grander, right? All right, so I am going to, these little pieces right here are for windows, and you can put them however you want, like so. And then I'm going to do this one over here. Now, once I get the windows on, I'm going to paint black on the inside, so it looks like it's looking into the barn, and it's dark in there. But we're going to get the windows on first. So, Beverly, you love it. Cheryl loves it too. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Penny. Thank y'all. Okay, so here's going to be the thing. To get the, this is where it's going to take just a tad bit of math. It's not going to be hard. Just a tad bit of math. Now, it's an old barn, so it doesn't really matter, right? But if you want things to be a little bit symmetrical, this is where I'm going to come in about 2 inches. So we're going to have this piece be about right here, and then I want to come down about an inch or so right here. That's where that will be, okay? And then we'll kind of just decide from there. Those will be the first 2 pieces, and then we'll measure it from the other side too. All right, so here will be our first piece, like so. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that piece on. Now, I'm just going to use the Titebond, I do believe. We'll just use the Titebond. So I'm going to put some out here, and I'm going to use a paintbrush to put it on. I believe that's how we're going to roll with this. I do believe, my friends, I do believe. Thank y'all for the hearts. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you. I know, my big words and my mathematical skills, lack of. You hope Miss Marcy's watching? She loves her barns. All right, so let's get this first piece on. So I'm just gonna use this Titebond, and I'm gonna paint on the glue on the back side. You could use any kind of craft glue. You could use a faster drying glue if you wanted to. All right, so we're gonna put you about right here. And it really doesn't matter. It's, you know, you just put it where you want. I'm just guessing, that's where I want it. What was I gonna do? Oh, this one. That one, the 3-in-1, that will work really good for this too. Will definitely work really good for this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do this piece now. How cool would this be too? Just to do the basics, and then you could change it out. You could put a little pumpkins and a scarecrow, maybe a little hay bale for the fall. That would be so cute. Then you could do it for Christmas. 4th of July, a little flag hanging from here. Wouldn't that be cool? I like that. All right, so that's how I want that to go. And then we will go across the top with this piece. Like this. And again, it doesn't matter to me if it's not perfect. But it's your barn, so you do what you want. Barbara, you think this is cool? Cool deal. Thank you so much. I was in a building kind of mood today. Can y'all tell? And then I kept going with it, and I was like, well, I don't want it to be too complicated, so that's why I didn't list it. Because if you're like, oh yeah, that's a little too much, Connie, then I'll be like, okay, we'll figure out something else. We'll figure out something else. Oh, there we go. Oh, let's do this. Need a little bit more than what I got on there. Okay, so there's that. All right, so then what I want to do is, with those measurements, I think I can hold it up. And again, I'll color that in black. So this is where the complicated part went. The rest of it, that's all good. Y'all got that. It was the complicated part because there's so many moving bits and pieces. I didn't want to get all complicated, but I figured out how to like roll each one up together. And then the barn door. These are just the windows. The barn door, y'all. The barn door. Where is my... What did I do with mine? Did I put it back in here? Y'all, what's it? Let me right to it. Thank you, Jesus. Alright, so we're going to come, and we ended up being about 2 and 3 of them lines past the 2 and 3 of them lines past the 2. 3 of them there lines. That's how I measure, y'all. 3 of them there lines. Alright. And then we'll go from the bottom here, and that's going to be one of them lines before the 2.5. One of them lines before the 2.5. That one line before the 2.5. That's going to be right there. Y'all like that measuring? You wait for... some people like to build, so I don't know. And I do have, like, I did write on all of the things, so I would do that. I would definitely write on all the pieces so you know, and then bundle them together. Ooh, this is starting to dry already. Here we go. This Quick and Thick does dry pretty quick too. So you kind of want to be a builder. You know what I'm saying? You'd want to be a builder like me. Kind of like, I feel like this side is, let's see. Instead of Bob the Builder, it's Connie the Builder. Connie the Builder. Connie the Builder. That doesn't have that jingle, just doesn't work though. It just doesn't work the same. Alright, let's see you. I think it's about here-ish. Let's see where we want these to be. It's about the same. Close enough. There we go. Alright. Alright, let's do you. Put a big glob right here. I was painting the whole back of this, but really these two spots are the only spots that are going to touch. So let's just save some glue there. Okay. Let me hold it up and see. Ah, that's good enough. Connie the Carpenter. That sounds better. That'll work, right? Okay. So there we go with that. All right. So hopefully it won't fall off. We got our little windows. Oh, look how cute he is. All right, so again, once that's dry a little bit, I'm going to paint on the inside. That'll be black in there. Okay, here we go. This really isn't that hard. It's not. It's just to get all the right pieces in the right spots. So again, what I did was I labeled each and every piece. So this is like, I have, what do I have right here? I can't even read it anymore. Anywho, we got that piece. Okay? So, there's basically, there is, let me just show you all the pieces. So there's an inside and an outside. Those are going to be your longest pieces. There's two sets. The door is completely separate on this side than it is from that side. It's the same pieces. So you basically have these two pieces. And then you have, this will be, okay, that's going to be the middle. So I have an M for the middle on this one. Then you have this, which is going to be the top. And then this is probably going to be the bottom right here. No, that's a slant. Okay, so that's one of the slants. This is going to be a slant. And then this is going to be the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to make our little slant. So I'm going to measure where I'm going to be with my door and my slant. So I'll just lay it out first so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have that slant, and then I have this slant. Once it starts gluing, then it'll stay where it needs to go. This was hard because I was trying to make it slant right for the pictures. And then the bottom is going to be like this. And then the middle is going to be like this. And I made them a little bit longer than what they need to be so they could be trimmed if you wanted. But basically that's one door. See, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. So the first thing to do would be to do this. We're going to do the inside one. So we're going to paint our glue on this piece right here. Okay, and then I'm going to put that right on the edge. And don't worry if you get glue everywhere because it is going to dry clear. We're going to put that right on the edge right there, okay? So the only thing before you glue is you kind of want to measure this out, right? How far this is going to be to this. And you can pull it up higher if you want to, but if you measure these two pieces about to the center and the tops here and here, and it doesn't have to be perfect, then you know about where this piece needs to go. So this is the part that I'm worried about the most. So is that cool? That's not too hard, huh? Can she fix it? Yes, she can. Denise Bryson, hello, hello. How are you? Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. Like that. Okay, so leaving those two pieces there, I'm gonna go ahead and put glue on this one. And then that way I know where to glue this one. Make sense? Like that. Okay, so then I'll take these. And I am going to put glue on here. And we're going to go here like so. And then up here like so. Like that. Okay? So now we got that going on. So now all we have to do is our bottom. That's our top. Let's do our bottom. Like that. So we're going to put you just like that. And the other thing too is you want to make sure you don't go below the bottom right here because you don't want it to be in the way of it standing up. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Okay, so we got that. And then we're going to do our middle. So we're going to put a bunch of glue right here. And right here. This stuff is drying up quick. Working a water shutdown for a master meter. Oh, that sounds like a big job. Is that a big job? Were you here when I had some mathematical skills going on? I know you're probably really good at the mathematical stuff, and I am so not. I thought that would be funny. I thought that would be hilarious. Okay, you need to sit down. You need to sit down. Okay, so let's do you and you. Like so. Like that. Okay. Alright, let me hold that for just a second and I'm going to dry it, I think, with some heat. Thank you for throwing out the bobber. These little strips are coffee stirrers. They are coffee stirrers. That's what I use. I measured them all out. And they are coffee stirrers. Okay, so I think it's down good enough now. Just need to make sure that it stays down. Okay, so that's one side. All right, so see, that wasn't so hard. That wasn't so hard. So again, 2 long pieces. Okay, so there's your one long piece. Your other long piece is for the outside, the outer part. And we know how far to go out with the outer part with our little slants. So this says for a slant here. And this one is the slant this way. So we know how to go however far out, like that. And then we have a top, a middle, and a bottom. that's it. So there's our bottom. This is going to be our middle. And this is going to be our top. Top, top, top. Like so. Okay? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yep. All right, let's do this one. And we are going to do just like we did the other one. We did the inside first, just like this, right? And then we have our two slats that are going to go like so and like slow. So that way we know where this one goes. So we're going to go ahead and put some, and again, they have the writing on the back of them, what they are. Okay, so now that we know about where that goes, we're going to do this, like that. Put you here and you here, just like that. And then we're going to put these like this. Okay, one more up this way. Like this. Make sure that's still sticking. Get some more glue. You like it? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay, that's down now. Okay, so now we'll do our bottom, our middle, and our top. And that's it. So we got our bottom. Let me make sure there's more glue. Right here and right here. Our bottom. Our middle. And our top. Actually, let's put that on here. We don't need it on the stick because it's only going to be touching these two spots. So, we got that just like that. Okay, let's use a little heat and then dry that glue a little bit. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Sandra. So it's really not that hard. It's just to know what piece goes where. And if I write on the back of them, then it shouldn't be that hard. Y'all see it put together. So what do y'all think? It shouldn't be a hard kit, right? It shouldn't be a hard kit. All of it would be cut and labeled. So I don't think it would be difficult to do. And then there's your little barn right there. Okay, so now with the window situation, what I would do is thank you, Cheryl, is just to make it look like you're looking inside, like the windows are in the barn. Then I would just take some regular old black acrylic paint, and you could mark this before, you could even mark this before you glued it on, or you could just carefully do some black paint on here. So I'm just going to go around and we'll quickly do these little windows so you can see what that would look like. Denise says easy peasy. I even did math with my no math self. And the only math that I did was just to make these windows somewhat even. Which, if you're doing a rustic barn, it really doesn't even matter. But we're gonna, let me turn this way so I can get up underneath here. There we go. So now that we have the black, it looks like you're looking into the dark barn. Does that make sense? That makes sense now? All right. So we'll do this one real quick, and then we'll just put a couple of, since we're doing a little, we'll do a little Christmas in July. And this is what I was saying, you could do like a American flag hanging down or across this way from the top. This could be your base piece. You could even paint it completely different and have it as a manger, a nativity scene manger. You could, for fall, you can put some pumpkins around it. Something like that for the fall. A little scarecrow right here, some pumpkin stack, that kind of thing. It could just be a piece that you use all year round. Even be cute for Easter. Have some little Easter bunny and some flowers. Oops. I was on the last stroke almost, and that's when I messed it up. That's when I got black on the thing. There we go. All right, so there's your basic barn pieces. So then, that's what I'm saying. You can just add to it whatever you want. We are going to take some of, I'm going to go ahead and do the Christmas thing to it. Yes, there's so much you can do with it. Hey, Lisa, thank you so much. All right, so I have some little pieces of some flocked, it was actually a flocked garland. If you buy a garland from Hobby Lobby when they're 50% off, you can get projects for years out of a garland. So that's what this is from. A garland I've probably had for going on 3 years now. And you just cut the pieces off as you need them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wreath out of some of these pieces. And then we're going to do, I'm going to just kind of like glue them together. Let me just see. I think of 3 pieces should be plenty right there, like so. And then we'll take, I'm going to cut 2 of these, or really 4 of them. I'm going to cut these in half. So let's do this. I just want the tips of these. So let's do this. It's a hoedown, that's right. And let's do kind of like this one. And you can say that the other ones. I want it to come out to the point, so that's why I am using these. Now, you can use some hot glue on this. If you want to change it out, just use a very small amount of hot glue. You could tack some pieces on if you wanted to. It is wood. You could put a tack through it. You could drill a hole and wire something on, something like that. It would just kind of depend on what it is that you want to do. But those are some ideas on how you could actually attach some things and still be able to take it off and use it. Or you just use it as your background. Don't put anything on it, right? You can put a little, like a hook. You don't have to do these things over the windows. You can just do like a little hook, and you can just hang something front, like a wreath or whatever you want to hang from there. It's just, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do. I am going to use a little bit of hot glue, but it, like I said, I'm going to use a small amount so it'll come off. So there we go. We're going to do some little garland right here. I think these need to be a little bit smaller. And we're going to do a little bit over the window here. Okay, like that. And like that. Okay? And then these pieces, let me see. I think we're just going to, we're just going to glue these together. To tell you the truth. Like, let's go this way with you. Like that. Okay. Let's do this. I got a flat piece right here and a flat piece right there. So let's just glue these, y'all. Let's just glue that there. Don't put your finger in it. A barn quilt, that would be cool. You can use Velcro. Actually, that is an amazing idea, Vicki. Velcro would be great. How tall are the doors? The doors are, oops, this was not dry yet. Oh, and it moved. There we go. Let's see. The doors are about 5.5 inches tall. All right, so let's do another thing of glue right here. Just like that, and then we're just going to keep coming around. And then I'll attach this piece to this end right here. Like that. Okay? You're welcome. Yep, a wreath on each window would be cute. These things right here too, you guys. These you can get at Hobby Lobby. I love these. These are great. I like how thin they are. And they make some really good wreaths. You can bunch a bunch of them up together. Or you can just take, and you can take something round, like, and just go around and double it up, or single wreath, or whatever. But anyway, they make some really good wreaths, you see? And then you can put a little wire around them, and they're cute little wreaths that you can do. And you can make them as small as you wanted to, right? You can make little small ones that would be like this, and put in the windows right here. That'd be so cute. That is a great idea. I thought of the over the window thing. All right, so we're gonna do this right here, like so. And then we're gonna do you guys. And what I'm going to do is, I think I am going to put these guys kind of together. And then it won't take but a dot of glue for this. I need to put a little bit more glue under this one. We want it to pop up. So I'm just going to put a tiny dot of glue. I'm just going to set that right there on the top of that window. A horse walking to the barn door, that would be cute. Magnets would work, that would be cute. You guys are so smart. I love it. So smart. All right, I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And then I'm going to put just a tiny dab of glue to hold it on right here. Like that. So that glue will be easy to take off. Alright, this is bugging me right here, y'all, so let me fix this. And then I'll finish it up. We're going to keep it simple. We'll keep it simple. Oh, I think it's on there now. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to take you, and we'll just put a little small dab of blue right there for you, and put that right there. Hey Lisa, how are you? You like the window swags? Yeah, old-fashioned, huh? Old-fashioned. All right, let's get some material. We are going to use some of this sugar. And we're just going to make some simple little bows to put on there. And I think that'll do it, you guys. Let me find some scissors. Here we go, some scissors. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Miss Jo. You like it, Mary Lou? Thank you so much. Thank all of y'all for being here with me. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all your support. So I am going to go ahead and list it. I don't think it's hard to put together whatsoever. So I just needed to do a trial run. I couldn't tell by just putting the pieces on there and taking the picture. You know what I mean? I couldn't really tell. Now I can see that it's all good. All right, we're going to do 2 small little bows. Let's do you this way. Like that. All right, I'm going to use this really thin jute. That's small. Yep, I just threw that on the floor. This jute right here. We're going to get to 2 small little bows. Whoops, whoops. Like that. Go ahead and do it in a knot. Like so. Okay, let's do you, and you, and you, and you. Just like this. Just like this. Okay. And that one's going to go right there. Right in the middle on that swag. And then we'll do the exact same thing for the other side. Try and make these bows about the same size too. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. Think I can do it? Lisa says she's doing good, good. Good, good. Let's do this. And we'll go ahead and tie. And we'll measure again. Yep, they look about the same. That'll work. So let's finish up that knot. Like so. So y'all don't forget to keep Carrie in your prayers as she finds some food that she likes to that she can eat. If you missed it at the beginning, I'll have to go back and see. She sent me a picture of her menu for tonight. It's not great for a picky eater because it was a little questionable on some of them things for even me. So, all right, and we're gonna do one more on this one. We'll do a bigger one for up top right here. And one more piece of jute, a real thin piece of jute right here. And that. And we'll cut. And we'll cut. And we'll do you and you. About the same length. Let's see. That's about there-ish. Just kind of fray you out a little bit. And there we go, y'all. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. You're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate y'all that support me. And I really do. I really, really do. There's so many times that you guys, y'all, you know, buy from my shop. Y'all are here no matter what to watch me craft. Y'all have no idea how much that means to me. You support my shop by buying my stuff when you could try and do it yourself. They even have people out there that will take something and ask another crafter to do it for them because they like them better. And so y'all are sweet. Thank you. All right, so there is that. So we got that going on, and then I have some little dots. Some little dots. Some little dots. Mary Ferguson says she loves the barn. Thank you, Mary Ferguson. We're gonna do a couple of little berries in our wreath up here at the top. I think it'll be too much on the swags, but I think it'll be okay on this, right? We'll do a couple of you here, and we'll do a dark one on there as well, like that. We'll do the same thing down here. Oh, you're sweet, Denise. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. So much. All right, we're going to do this one right here. And then two little berries right here. That. Like that. And last but not least, one more little berry cluster going on over here. Where's my little scissors? My little Cat Ward scissors. We don't need this anymore. We're done with that. I can see this with an American flag at the top. I'm absolutely loving that idea. And thank y'all so much for all of y'all's ideas for how to attach and remove so that you can, I melted my plastic, y'all. So y'all could use this barn as a background for different things. Y'all have some wonderful ideas, so thank you for that. I do like all those ideas. One more berry. One more little berry. Let's stick you right here. Okay, so now we got some little berries going on up there. Like I said, I think we're good on these swags. I think that would be too much on there. Get rid of some of these glue strings. Looks like our barn door is on there pretty good. If I wanted to, I could even do like some snow coming down right here. That's kind of why I went over the edges. You could do like some snow or something hanging over, or a little swag, like a 4th of July pendant. I don't know. All kinds of stuff you could do with this, you guys. And then, like I said, you can not even do a barn. You could even just stain it and use it as a background for a nativity scene. Do I have a small wood button? I don't know if I have one small enough, but we sure can look for one, my friend. We sure can look for one. I think I see one right there. I don't know where my other buttons are. I think I see one in here, though. Of course, it was at the bottom, so hang tight. Hang tight. Yep, there's one right there. Let me just check real quick and see. That's the one that I want. That wasn't the one I saw, but I don't want it to show up that much, I don't think. I think I'm good with this one. Let's do a little button. Right there. In the middle of our bow. There we go. I don't know if I have anything else smaller than that. But I'll look and see if I've got something else that I can put on these other ones as well. That one might work. That one and that one. So let's do it. Let's just do it. You can even put some little gingerbreads or something in the middle of your bow. That would be cute. I might pull that off. I might do a bigger one. Might do a bigger one than this. Man, that's some good glue right there. What kind of glue do you use? You like that, Ramona? Awesome. That's some darn good glue. Yeah, let's do this one. This one's bigger. There we go. Awesome. Okie doke. There. Let's get rid of those glue strings. I'll hold it up for you guys. Look at that. How cute. Our little Christmas barn, y'all. You have some of those little bottle brush trees you could put sitting right here on either side of the door. How cute would that be? Put you some snow hanging from the top, some snow coming off the door right here if you wanted it to just be for Christmas. But yeah, you could put a little sleigh in front right here. That would be so cute. Some reindeer and some trees. There's so much stuff you could do with this, y'all. So much stuff. So I am going to go ahead and list it. I don't think it was hard to put together at all. I will have each piece labeled for you. So, and you can always refer back to this live. Again, Facebook's only letting us keep our lives on here for about 30 days, but I am uploading everything to YouTube. So you can find me there too. Connie's Creations, LA on YouTube, or just go to my website and you can find all the things for me there. So thanks for hanging around with me, you guys. I know this was a long one, but I hadn't crafted with y'all too much, so I'm happy to spend some time with you guys. Are my windows off a little? Or are they good? I think they're okay. I'm not a good measurer, y'all. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope y'all had as much fun hanging out with me as I had hanging out with you guys. So, you'll start the bidding. We will have an auction soon, maybe towards the end of the month kind of thing. I do want to give some to Samaritan's Purse to go to Texas to help with all of that stuff that is going on. So a portion will be going to there when we do have our auction. So just keep that in mind, that we'll be doing all of our stuff. I don't have a whole lot, but we will do some stuff. But anyway, y'all have a great evening. If you want to hang out with me in the mornings, I'm live at 9:30 a.m. Central Times for Bible study. We are in the book of Deuteronomy right now. We're just reading the Bible together, hanging out, and trying to get closer to God. So y'all can hang out with me if you want to do that. I'm probably going to change my craft kit nights to Mondays. I'm probably going to start doing that on Mondays. That's not for sure, but I might be going to Wednesday night services. So and it really helps me out with the way my Etsy orders fall to do it earlier in the week anyway. So there you go. So thank y'all for being here. I love y'all. Y'all have a great night. Go out and find a way to start a ripple. You never know how far it could go. Bye, y'all.